All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So this is a viewer request video looking at MULN, HUBC, and then if there's time, we're going to throw in TRKA on this one as well, okay? So MULN, we are now sitting in the aftermath of a pretty big reverse split. 1 to 25 is pretty big, all right? I've for sure seen 1 to 100 and way bigger than 25. Don't get me wrong, but I think once you go over a 1 to 5, 1 to 10 reverse split, you're making some substantial changes to the price, right? Look, end of the day, same rules really apply. Bad things happen under the 8 and the 20, and despite the split, we're still under those lines. And look, bad things happen in all-time lows, and again, despite the split, we're still in all-time lows with MULN, all right? So definitely gonna be a little cautious here until important things happen. And you know me, important things means breaking some important lines, all right? But before we get into the details of what are we gonna do, same thing we always do, right? We're gonna take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I will need to redraw some horizontal support and resistance lines since again, everything moved up. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like, subscribe, share, comment. Anything you really could do does help with the YouTube algorithms, but I swear, just being here and giving me your time is beyond appreciated, all right? And look, I've got no idea what Monday's gonna do. I definitely get things wrong. And yeah, if you've got better opinions than me, I'd love to hear from them, all right? I'm not here to hate on your thoughts, okay? So look, let's get into the technicals. And again, there is no difference in my view on this stock other than the price moving up 25 to 1, right? So we are still under all 5 moving averages. We are still under the 8 and the 20. The 8 actually looks like it's getting steeper, right? It was like on this pretty consistent slope right here. We are now going a little steeper down, right? Which I don't like. Again, same with the 20. The 20 was pretty much at this slope. We are now starting to go a little steeper down, right? When the 8 and the 20 look like they want to keep going down, that always scares me, right? I need these lines to start curving up for me to believe, okay? MACD definitely in the negative. It's funny too because you can see the MACD going up, but clearly the price has been going down, right? So this has not reflected the MACD at all. What I do see is the RSI pretty much staying flat and irrelevant, and I think that's pretty much what's happening here. It's not staying as flat, but yeah, this is definitely disregarded because of how flat it is. And again, it's really odd to see MACD go up, but price go down. I actually slowed down and make sure I was saying that right because again, it is that odd to me. But I think the big story here really is volume. Look, pretty much since the middle of April, there have only been a couple sprinkles of green candles and just a whole mess of selling, right? So, man, even if you look at the entire view of volume, there really is, I mean, it's not even close to 50-50, right? So, I think volume has been the big story. And again, volume is actually increasing, right? Our average back here was around 8 million. Our average as of Friday is now 14 million. That's almost a 50% bump. The problem is the rising volume is actually a harder sell off, right? So, look, doji. I often say the day after the doji is going to be pretty telling, right? This is a almost textbook doji. This actually, I mean, obviously, right? You can see it. It does better. It physically is 2% better, but it does very much eat this whole thing, right? Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a sign that Monday might want to come up to here. I'm actually going to draw a line right here. This kind of is our support, and it's pretty much lining up with the 8 moving average, right? So maybe there's a belief that there's a 25-cent move here, and look, 25 cents is almost a 20 banger, right? 20% would be 30 cents, going from 150 to 174, give or takes about a quarter, right? So there could be a good move there, but honestly, I don't see this breaking the 8. I really don't. I think maybe we'll touch it, but I'm kind of expecting this thing to continue down in all honesty. Now, look, MULN does have the meme power, and if a big buy comes in and, me marmy goes, obviously it could do good things, but I'm not here to put my hard-earned money hoping that I get some meme love. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to be realistic about the lines. And look, I would much rather enter this thing if we broke some line. And honestly, I don't even think I'd get in if we broke the 8. I really think I'd need to get in at the break of the 20. That said, depending on like the spacing between the 8 and the 20, maybe I'd consider a swing from the 8 to the 20, right? Like if this spacing gets bigger, it never really got that big. But like, again, going from basically 564 to 740, you're adding almost $2 right there. That's almost a 50% swing on just that little bit of a distance from this green to that orange, right? If this can go a little, look, again, it's actually almost there, right? Going from 175 to 220. I'm not going to try to do the math that quick in my head, but that's definitely more than 30% because I'm adding 20, then another 20, and like, yeah, for sure, right? So yeah, again, that could be a consideration, but you know me, bad things happen under the 8, very bad things happen under 8 and 20, right? So I've got to be pessimistic until this thing proves more. And end of the day, again, reverse splits to me generally say we're going to go back to where we were, right? So look, this is not a good weekly. RSI is actually kind of saying I want to get lower. MACD, again, it's really weird to see the MACD go up so much, but this thing went down so much, right? So again, just a little bit odd to me, but whatever. Either way, I think the analysis still holds. So HUBC, coming to HUBC. So look, man, I very often say once you lose our all-time low support, get ready to lose like 20%. And then once you lose that 20%, get ready to lose another 20%, and so on and so forth. This bad boy is now a little more than 50% since losing 144, right? 70 cents would be basically a 50% loss. We're now at a 60 cent, right? Like, oh man, I actually prefer being bullish. I feel like my views get way better when I'm like, good, let's do it, right? And that's not what I'm here for. I am not here to be some like fanboy, rah, some fangirl, rah, just for the views and like you guys to feel happy while you watch this, you girls to feel happy, right? Like, I'm here to talk about the truth, and to me, the truth lies in these 5 lines, these 3 things here. Obviously, when I move my money, I have a little bit more. I have something called the 1, but I'm telling you, our chart readers, this stack is a deadly intermediate stack, and I've been beating the drum saying, hey, this thing's not looking good. This thing is not looking good. And like, dude, this thing is not looking good, right? What I don't like is this 8 moving average keeps getting worse, right? Our slope wasn't that bad. Our slope was basically this, right? Now it's just this, all right? This 20 is just like, these lines are just screaming, keep going down. And dude, we're already at single digit RSIs. Horrible, man. Like, sweet G, I will very much say I've seen things in the 4s and the I remember when my first video had a single digit RSI and I was like wildly shocked. Now that I'm watching a couple more of these recent runners, like this 7 doesn't surprise me at all. And honestly, back of my head, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw 4 or 3, you know what I mean? So look, end of the day, this is essentially what I'm at least looking for. I'm at least looking for 2 good greens in a row that breaks the 8. But you know me, breaking the 8 isn't just enough. You got to break the 8 and the 20. I would not touch this stock under 103. All right, like on 102, 101, whatever. The 20 is at $1. I would not touch this stock under $1 for real. Bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. All right, bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. I've been saying that for at least 2 months now, month and a half. Yeah, no, 2 months. Basically, the end of March, and we're sitting at the why not? I'll say it. But like, look. I got nothing more to say. I'm just going to be repeating myself, right? Look at this weekly. The weekly needs to look good for you to genuinely believe that the daily is going to look good, right? If I'm coming in expecting the weekly to be bad, that definitely means either like 3 of the 5 days are going to be bad, or even one good day is going to get killed, or even 4 good days is going to get killed by one bad one. You know what I mean? So not a lot of technical analysis to say here. If you're a little bit more aggressive than me, you can consider an entry at 77 cents and try to ride it all the way up to the 20, which is at about $1. That's actually not a bad swing. That's about a 30 burger right there, right? Roughly speaking, you're going from 75 to $1. You're adding one more quarter to the only 3 that you had, right? So that's not a bad roughly 30% move right there. Again, for me to genuinely believe this thing's going to start uptrending and holding, I would wait to the break of $1, get over the 8 and the 20 and go from there, okay? I'm going to throw, we already looked at the weekly. TRKA. Okay, look, someone on Twitter, and it really bothered me because I often say this, right? Like someone on Twitter said, hey, don't forget that this thing is a $5 stock. Dude, get out of here. This is a 19-cent stock, all right? Like, how are you going to have $5 dreams on a 19-cent stock? Get out of here, right? Like, look, I know nothing about this company, all right? I have no idea what they do, what they sell, what the financials look like. I for real, this is just a hot 4 letters that I'm pretty sure we're all going to forget in about a year, all right? That said, again, I don't care what the 4 letters are. If we're sitting at 19 cents and someone is talking about $5, all they're doing is getting like likes and views. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, all right? This thing will struggle to get over 33 cents, all right? Why? You're under all 5 moving. Let's just say we break the 8, all right? Then we're going to come here to this 22-cent place where there's 2 lines. It's really hard to break one, let alone 2 stacked together. Let's say it breaks the 22. Then it's got this 50 up here that it's got to deal with, right? Sitting at 28 cents, 50 moving average, 28 cents. Let's say it beats this. Then it's got my 30 line resistance. But let's just even say my 30 line is stupid and wrong. Then it's got, dude, this thing has 5 bosses in front of it before it can even have 50-cent dreams, let alone, Jesus, $5 dreams. Get out of here, right? So this is the point of the video, all right? Hey, maybe, like I said, maybe there's a reason to believe that this thing will go from 19 to 22, and that's actually a pretty sexy trade, right? Like, it's only pennies, but it only takes pennies to bring double digits, right? I genuinely do not believe this will get over this 20 line. Again, I just think it's going to be really hard to break 2 lines, all right? But, and then look, that's not a good RSI. RSI is actually kind of peaking down. And Jesus, look at that volume, right? Like, end of the day, there's not a lot of good technical analysis here, except for me to say, come on, don't have $5 dreams on a 19 cents. Dude, don't even have $1 dreams on a 19-cent stock. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Where's the weekly at? Yeah, this weekly lost the 8 and the 20, did not confirm, but this doji is telling me I think next week is going to be pretty telling, and we're either coming down at 15 cents or maybe trying to come up to that 22 cent. I genuinely don't believe we're going to break 23 though by Friday. So, hey, these are just my opinions. If you disagree, I swear I'm not here to hate on them. I'm more than happy to hear you out, but dude, for real, don't have $5 dreams. Don't have $1 dreams on a 19-cent stock. Get out of here. I appreciate you so much.